And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from the Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. This week has been a great week. I'll tell you why, because we got on this week's PCC Multiverse, TJ Johnson and I did not only our first video game fantasy league last week, this week we go ahead to the movies and cover the box office fantasy league. We predict who will be the big winners at the North American box office by having our own picks, and you'll get to hear or see all the picks that we made. Who got the better of it? I think TJ did, but I've got some surprises in there myself. So go ahead and check it out today on the Pop Culture Cosmos channel, audio-wise on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, on the YouTube channel, or if you're a Lakers member of the Lakers Fast Break, go ahead and check it out right now or after the show right here at the LFB as well. I also work for the Fan Arc Network on their channel, Lakers Latest. If you want your quick fix, 15 to 30 minutes of me giving you a recap of what's going on in the world of the Lakers, go ahead and check it out today. Like and subscribe there. Lakers Latest. Pretty easy right there. I didn't name it. They just needed help with it. So I hopped on board, and now you get to see me 5 to 7 times a week right there for you at Lakers Latest in your mornings as well. Comes out between 8 and 9 U.S. Pacific time. So go ahead and look out for it. Hopefully you'll go ahead and like and subscribe. It is truly appreciated that you do there as well. Indeed. JSJ, kind of leaning your way as well. Yes, absolutely. It's what I want to talk about. It's what I want Mark to hop on board or Legend to hop on board. I sent them the link, so hopefully we can get those guys in here. No Joe tonight because he is heading to spring training for the Dodgers. No John Costa tonight because he's heading down south to SoCal because he got his free ticket to the Lakers Celtics game from an anonymous donor too. My gosh, what the heck? What's up with that? He gets all the good stuff from his followers. What's up? I do too. I get some really cool stuff. You know where I get it from? My good friend right here at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter with, of course, the Kobe pillow and the canvas art right behind me. I got some good stuff too, John. And it's all because of at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. And also as well, the great super chats that you guys have provided over the years. I cannot thank you enough for that as well. It's KRIS done. Yes, Tony. But yes, I get what you mean. Is he the Luka stopper? I don't know. Luka scored 38. Is that actually stopping Luka Doncic? I don't know. I mean, is that like Ruben Patterson who claimed himself to be the Kobe stopper and Kobe just laughed at him and would pop off like 35 on him? Is that really a stopper? I mean, he plays hard defense. No one can question his effort on the defensive end. I will never question Chris Dunn's effort. That's a speciality as far as the concern. So I'll never question him on that. But I don't think a stopper is. There you go. But JY, JJ has learned nothing from Chicago. I had my correspondent from Germany, who is a follower of some of the stuff I do here, but also on Lakers Latest. He corresponds with me throughout the day, and he was very upset like you about LeBron James inbounding that ball. Why? After Chicago last season, you should have learned your lesson right there and then. Do not let LeBron James, when it's crucial, inbound the ball. It's just that simple. Don't let him do it. You just don't let him do it. Just say, LeBron, I want you flashing to the basket. Go ahead, get somebody else in there that can do it. Austin, inbound that ball. Just somebody else but LeBron James would be just outstanding indeed. But the Lakers came into tonight fresh, and it was great Thursday. I was so happy. If you heard my Lakers Latest on that channel, you heard, yay, nobody on the injury report. It was so good. Bronny being sent to the G League. It was just awesome. I was just loving it. And then, of course, we got the news that LeBron James, after practice, by the way, LeBron James on Mind the Game podcast said, he can't remember last time he had a practice. So Lakers had a practice on Thursday. Friday morning comes around. His knee is sore. So he was questionable for the game. Would he come back for the game? Well, he did give it a test and he did give it a go, although he did look very hampered. There was a blow by Chris Dunn on a layup where I thought he was just setting up to go ahead and come from behind with a block, and he just let him go. And I'm just that to me spoke volumes about how that knee is acting up for him, and he just didn't look like he had it at all today. But he meandered through. But the Lakers themselves in the first half, or in that first quarter, didn't need it as they got out to a really good lead. They were sizzling hot. They were, I think, it was what the best shooting first quarter of the NBA this year by any team, and they were absolutely sizzling hot from distance. Every shot that they could. It was absolutely fantastic as they got off to a 41-27 lead. But DBSH, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo, happy birthday to you, my friend. All right. Hope you had a great one and you continue to have many more, my friend. Bless you, my friend. Just hopefully, you will have many more great birthdays to come right there at Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. And again, thanks so much for the super chat. Truly appreciate it. But the Lakers, after that first quarter, the defense started to rear its ugly head. I know that JJ at times tried to put out there that zone that's been helping out like somebody trying to plug the holes in a dam or trying to put a band-aid on a hemorrhaging wound. But I know it's worked to some extent with that zone. But tonight, in that second quarter, it didn't work a whole very well at all. But the Lakers still maintained a lead into the second half. But this was where it started to get very interesting, to say the least, for Lakers fans, because JJ Redick, didn't call a timeout, didn't slow the tempo down, or didn't try to do anything while the Clippers went on a 17-1 run in that third quarter. And I was just baffled. Baffled. He did his best, Phil Jackson. He just brought his inner Phil Jackson to the forefront and just stood there and watched while the Clippers went on a 17-1 run to take over what was once a double-digit lead to their own lead, heading, right there back and forth into the fourth quarter. But the Lakers maintained an early lead. Clippers held firm until just a couple minutes left in the go in the game. Kawhi Leonard, I guess for his ankle, just somehow hurt his ankle, tested out, didn't seem to be limping, but just decided, I'm not good. No good anymore. Maybe it's tanking. Maybe it's a new thing of tanking there, right there. But yeah, he decided, he just walked off, said, I'm not good to go. So he was out. Ben Matherin found out, who was terrific for them as far as for the Clippers is concerned. Both 2 games against Denver and also against the Lakers. He's been great on both of those games. And today he fouled out with about a couple minutes left as well. So what would happen? The Lakers, who is still statistically the best clutch team in the league, still were able to pull off just enough plays for every missed shot inside by DeAndre Ayton, for every missed shot by LeBron James. They were still able to get clutch baskets from Luka Doncic and also as well Marcus Smart. Give and take with Marcus Smart, because he gave some back on the other end, but he was able to get a clutch 3-point play. Luka with a couple clutch plays. And the biggest play of all, according to JJ Redick, was a charge that was taken by Austin Reeves, who had a terrific game himself. He was sizzling from the field overall, especially in that first half, along with Luka. The offense did just enough. The execution did just enough, but it's still down the stretch very tight. And with the Lakers only leading by 3, all they had to do was just one clean inbound pass. And who is there to take the inbound pass and try to pass it in? None other than LeBron James. And as we were going back and forth with me and Pinty, Germany, one of the followers that follows us frequently here at the Lakers Fast Break and also Lakers Latest. He was wondering, why do you have LeBron James inbounding the ball? And I said, JJ Redick has learned nothing from Chicago. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. After what happened in Chicago last season, you would think you would not have LeBron James in that situation again. Nana, as LA Knight would say, still there. And the pass got tipped away from Luka, got into the hands of the Clippers, and they almost made a three with time running out, and the Lakers escaped after Nick Batum's missed three-pointer, and they escaped with the victory 125-122. It was not pretty at all. Should have been a lot easier because the Clippers were coming off a back-to-back and a hard-fought victory against Denver. I was not very impressed. They had just enough offense to go ahead and get the job done. But be that as it may, as was said by Pinty, a win is a win. And the Lakers did win 125-122. The Lakers are now still in fifth place in the Western Conference, 8 games back of Oklahoma City, still a game back behind Denver, and a half game back behind Houston, who is in New York tomorrow. So we're going to have to see how that one goes. But, oh, look who's here. I thought the guy here I was told by John he was on his way to spring training. It is, of course, the experiment. Joe, good to have you here. Yeah, the exact message. Let me look it up now. Let me look it up now. Because this Gerald, I can't make that up now. I talked to Joe already, and Joe said he was going to be out of town for that training thing today. You can tell John just has no clue on baseball. Absolutely no clue. So you're not at that training thing from baseball. You're actually here after all.
Well, Drip Show's going to be here this weekend, and then John was here, so I said, all right, I'll just postpone my trip to AZ for 2 weeks.
Wow. Okay. All
So
right.
I don't have to hear excuses, because when you live the life I live, you hear a lot of excuses, and then when you pop the excuse, then they can't get back at you later.
Okay. Well, if I would have known that, I would have asked you to go ahead and lead in the show while I was at the airport, and then just bring in the show. So I apologize for that. I just saw his message and didn't want to.
The decision wasn't made until yesterday, anyways.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, good to have you here, my friend. Mark, if you're still there, come on in. I gave you the invite. But it is, of course, the Lakers winning 125-122. When people talk about JJ Redick, and as far as the back and forth, is he the coach for the future for the Lakers, or if he's not and should be gone with the rest of the front office members that are still there, longstanding? One thing comes to mind. It's, does he learn from mistakes made in the past? And you and I, Joe, when we saw literally the worst minute of LeBron James' career in Chicago last season, part of that was him being unsuccessful inbounding the ball. And this is just not one isolated time, Joe. This has been repeatedly something that has happened over and over again about him making it very nervous for Lakers fans inbounding the ball, and turnovers often quite resulting from it. Tonight, JJ, in his infinite wisdom, or LeBron in his infinite wisdom, just wanted the ball, wanted to inbound it. And despite not having a great game at all, in fact, again, you could see he was injured and struggling throughout the entire game. He decided in a key moment he wanted to be there to try and pass that ball to Luka. Obviously didn't work. Batum got it, and Batum almost tied the game for the Clippers, which would have been seriously a black eye on the Lakers because of the fact no Mathurin because he fouled out, and no Kawhi because he just walked out. How troubling is that to you, Joe?
I had a lot of noise in the house today. I didn't know why Kawhi wasn't playing. I must have missed it.
He had an ankle injury, said he was sore. Mark, where'd you go? He just left.
Okay. It's unfortunate that it had to end the way it did because I actually was very surprised at how entertaining the game was. I quite enjoyed it. I was dreading the game actually before the game started. Was convincing myself on if I really wanted to watch it, and then like I normally do, I succumbed to the urge of watching the game, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game. It was a game of runs. It was a game of high octane, good shooting. I saw ball movement. I don't think I'd seen as good as I in the first quarter I'd seen in the Laker team in a long time. Was very impressed actually by a lot of the execution there. And being the NBA, it is being the NBA in terms of what it is. 12-point lead, 13-point leads are just not going to be something you could hang your head on anymore. And it went like clockwork, right? So the Lakers go up 10, 12, 11, 13, 14, and then the Clippers make a run, bring it down to 2-3, and then eventually go on a 17-1 run in the third quarter. And then you're wondering if the Lakers are losing juice, and then all of a sudden they come back and get a 4 or 5 point lead. So it was very entertaining. I enjoyed it. And then the end, uh, I don't think JJ Redick's report card is going to be truly judged correctly until LeBron is gone. I saw live on TV Phil Jackson not use Scottie Pippen for a last second shot in a playoff game. And Scottie Pippen turned into what he really was at that moment. He has never lived it down, will never live it down, and will always be that guy in the end because of what he did. And that's the difference. Because you can't say Jordan was not there to say, oh, well, Jordan's there, he didn't have to worry about it, right? No. Phil Jackson, what makes the Phil Jacksons great is what made the Pat, I've been saying Patrick Riley lately because I'm trying to give him more respect, being that he's going to have a statue in front of the crypt. But there are two things that I remember about real greatness in terms of coaching. One was Phil Jackson telling Scottie Pippen, I'm going to give this to Kukoc because he's been making these this year. He didn't care about feelings. He didn't care about anything. And he cared about winning. And a lot of us care about winning. We don't care about how, just win. Pat Riley had to convince, and I know it might have been easy for this decision in terms of Kareem's part, but still, it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How do you approach Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and say, hey, listen, we're gonna go with the younger horse now, for sure now. And Pat Riley had the balls to do that. And he was able to make the transition really easy. And then it followed arguably the greatest Laker team that was ever put together in 1987. Magic won his first MVP, and the Lakers steamrolled the West and also ended up beating the crap out of the Celtics in the final. So if LeBron asks to have the ball to inbound, and today is February 20th, which means you are 2 months away from LeBron James likely playing his last game, regular season game anyways, for the Lakers, and then let's say a few weeks later would be done permanently, right? If you're not going to make that tough decision now, then when are you going to make it? Was he worried about sabotaging the season and not having a chance? Okay. Are we looking too deep into it? Probably. But it's pretty obvious, and it's been obvious for a very, very long time. And it's one of those things where you lose either way. So if you lose either way, you the one way that you still lose is you hope that you can get the ball into without having the game, being compromised. But it's quite obvious that LeBron James has and will never be dependent on when it matters in the end of games, whether it's inbounding the ball or taking a last second shot. It's just not in him. And he has shown that he is inadequate in that particular execution. So I'm going to use an example of Alex Rodriguez. Gerald, remember I told you few months back when his documentary came on, I thought I fell asleep in the first half.
Yes, I
Right?
remember that.
Okay. The reason why I fell asleep was a lot of times these documentaries start to give you the, oh, look how I came up and look who I was and this is my family and I was a little engine. I hate that shit. Okay, how many times are we going to see that story? I want to hear about A-Rod. I don't want to hear about your childhood. Every child has a cuteness to it. I want A-Rod. And then, of course, documentary, I gave it a shot when I was kind of just sitting there going, okay, I'm going to go all the way with it. And it became a really, 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 really good documentary. I actually enjoyed it. And I actually started liking A-Rod because of it. Anyways, there's a spot in there, and I didn't know this. A-Rod is supposed to be one of the greatest players of all time, right, Gerald?
Yes.
When you hear that, when I hear those things, I'm imagining that player being complete, the complete 5'2" player, right? A-Rod did not like pop flies. He didn't like pop flies. That's like saying in basketball, what would be a comparison to that? That would be like, I don't know, catching a trailer after a rebound, like in motion. I don't know. I don't know what the equivalent of that is, but how does a baseball player that's that elite bothered by and nervous about catching infield fly balls? And that goes to show you the mental part of this thing. What's left? And LeBron has that problem. He's thinking too much. He can't inbound the ball. This is a constant chronic problem. JJ Redick, if you wanted to be the next level coach in the end here, this may be fair or not, you got to be able to convince LeBron in the last 2 months of his career here in LA, we're going to have you run a play here because we want to make sure you catch it, manipulate it, do some Zen master on it. I don't know, whatever. But don't try to manipulate him or somehow make this work to where it makes sense so that he doesn't inbound the ball. He cannot inbound the ball and have everybody calm. He doesn't do it well. And you almost lost the game. You almost tied it. And this is not the first time we've seen this. So I hate that we had to talk about this, but that's the conundrum, as they say, of LeBron James. He is not only personality-wise polarizing, his game is polarizing. And I think this might be the biggest polarization on him. He will marvel in one play and then almost immediately make you think, does this guy know how to play basketball in the next play? He really is fire and ice. He is fire and ice on the court. And other than that, good win. I think Luka's hurt. Luka is laboring every game I watch him now. It's been like this for a couple months. I don't know what the hell's going on with him.
And LeBron that knee looked.
LeBron is
41.
40,000 years old. I can see that one, but I don't know what the hell's going on with Luka. But I wish they would say something, because those injuries are bad in about 2 months. Playoff basketball goes up about 10 freaking volumes. Is he going to be able to make it through a playoff series? Is he going to be able to make it through 3, 2, 1? I don't know. But that's where it's at.
So much for that clean and healthy injury report. It was nice while it lasted for one day. But it is, of course, the Lakers fast break. Lakers do win 125-122. But yes, El Rosdo, great to have you back, my friend. Hopefully all is well with you. He said 5 reasons why the Lakers won. 22 assists from Luka and LeBron. Once again, big games, though. Before we get back to JJ and DeAndre Ayton and Smart and LeBron, just giving us angst as Lakers fans with the way they, good and bad down the stretch. I do want to go ahead and highlight accentuate the positives. And when you have 38 6 and 11 from Luka Doncic, and 29 6 and as far as they're concerned with Austin Reeves, plus a key defensive charge that he took, which JJ cited as the play of the game. That makes life a lot easier for this team. But again, you see that this team defensively has to do a lot around those guys. And when you see it's not clicking, it's really hard for the Lakers to go ahead and get a comfortable lead. Getting comfortable leads just seems to be something that this team is really hard to do. And even LeBron, he said it to himself. Remember, we mentioned it the other day on our snack pack. LeBron said himself, this team is just not set up. It's just not room for error. There's just not much room for any error at all, Joe.
Probably more so last year without a center. At least DeAndre Ayton is a serviceable one, even though his hands are suspect.
This last 5 minutes of DeAndre Ayton was not a good.
And pressure changes everything. But I saw him play well in a playoff run against the Lakers.
Yeah.
It's just if a couple of shots go in the finals, the Phoenix Suns win the championship. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't think it's a Laker problem either. I'm starting to really see what the NBA has turned into. It's turned into David Stern's worst nightmare. I mean, did you see LaMelo Ball's attire at that press conference? Did anybody in Charlotte tell this guy, what the hell are you doing? He looked like he was going to prison. He looked like he was coming out of prison. That's a disgusting embarrassment for your product. Where's Adam Silver with that? I mean, if I'm a commissioner of the league and I'm seeing this, I'm not even making a call. I'm flying to Charlotte and I'm asking where LaMelo Ball is, and I'm gonna go, what were you doing yesterday at the podium? What language were you speaking? And pull your fucking pants up. What the fuck do you think this is? This is why you don't let the fucking idiots run your league. This is why. And someone mentioned Devin Booker having a mascot getting kicked out because he distracted him. If I was the commissioner in that situation, I would have flew into Phoenix and said, what the fuck are you doing? People had half-naked women in bathing suits in the crowd when Larry Bird was trying to hit a free throw. You know what Larry did? He looked down, laughed, and then swished the free throw. He didn't cry like a little bitch. What is this? What? So, and we're sitting here talking about the late. It's everyone, everywhere. Every 5 minutes, somebody gets hit, and they're down like they got their leg blown off. Like, dude, get the fuck up already, man. What are these guys made of? Teflon? How about Saran wrap? Another product that people call Saran wrap. It's not Saran wrap. That's the company, right? That's how you know your marketing went well. The exhaustion is sitting there and supporting something that's been a plague now for a while, and I'm curious to see if this is ever going to change. I'm not accepting the boomer line, because if you're gonna talk back at a boomer, let's say, right? I'm a boomer. I'm gonna be 48 here in about 9 days. You have to be able to whoop the boomer's ass before you start yapping. I know a lot of my cousins think they're tough guys, but they're not. Got to put my foot in their ass, and they wouldn't know where the fuck to grab it out of. You know, even though they're 20 years younger than me. I'm like, and I've had that conversation with them. Like, you can't call someone a boomer if they can boom your ass into the fucking wall. Okay? I'm not 70 years old and you're 20, and then I'm fucked at that point. But the point is, this product, this visual product, this personality product, how am I supposed to really engage in support and be happy about the softness and the Charmin toilet paper that this league is? And I thought baseball was soft. You know, Freddie Freeman's playing a whole baseball season with torn ligaments. Tommy Edman, almost same thing. They all had surgery on their ankles. Teoscar Hernandez getting shit on all year. His groin was jacked the entire year practically. I don't see him sitting out 33 months and milking it. He's still battling, still killing himself to get well. You didn't see Yamamoto. How about Yamamoto? Let's talk about Yamamoto. Who the hell pitches in back-to-back World Series games and wins? When the hell did that ever happen on the road? These are supposed to be baseball players, right? These are supposed to be the ones that didn't want to play football because it was too rough, right? So what does that tell you about basketball players? This is Adam Silver's fault. It started in 2020, and it's gotten progressively worse. And this parody bullshit that he created in the NBA is garbage. And the inspiring part about what's about to come is the fact that Mark Walter owns the Lakers, and you guys are going to see what this guy is going to do in the NBA now. Because then everybody's going to be bitching and whining when the Lakers start winning championships again. And they're going to be winning them a lot again. Then you're going to start saying, big market, same crying bitch-ass bitches that you are. You're going to complain no matter what. You complain. And it's not just the Lakers. I mean, look what happened with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was winning too much. You can't use that excuse, right, in Kansas City. Kansas City is the shittiest big town, small town place in America. Ask Ric Flair. He used to dread going to Kansas City when he would do all those shows, right? So losers are always going to find a way to shit on winners because that's why, because they're losers. That's the only way they can get back at that. But all in all, tonight, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the talent that was there playing. And then it got shit on by it kind of we're on this high, and then all of a sudden all that genius that LeBron has in that head of his, right? He's supposed to have the highest basketball IQ ever, right? But when I tell everybody, he doesn't have, it's not that high, guys. He doesn't make good decisions. He's made his bones because of how talented he is. Physically talented. But in terms of that missing part in his head, when it matters with pressure, he lost 2 or 3 titles because of that. He should be sitting on 6 or 7 if he had that gene. He doesn't. He does not have it. If LeBron was tripping and falling while he's dribbling, I totally understand that. My dad used to say, God rest his soul, he said there was a moment where he was on a break in soccer and he just tripped over his feet and he thought somebody tripped him. He goes, what the fuck? Somebody hit me? He goes, an athlete starts the pistons, the spark plugs start to wear out. But are you really going to use that as an excuse to inbound the ball? That's is it really that hard? Do you really need to be like athletic to do that?
How many times does this have to happen, Joe, before we just
and JJ
have
Redick
someone else?
So JJ Redick maybe doesn't want to ruffle feathers, but that's the point there. You cannot show. You haven't showed me an alternative. Could you have mentally spoken to LeBron if he was insistent on taking it out? And by the way, why would he anyways? By the way, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Did he? I would not have set it up that way. I would have said, listen, give it to LaRavia and inbound it to the guy that gets open. I trust LeBron to get open better than I do LaRavia.
I would put Austin in that inbounding slot, and you could just get it right back to Austin.
LaRavia because he's got long arms. He's 6'9", and I've already seen him inbound the ball. He's been pretty good at it during the year. I would have given it to LaRavia. A lot of times, younger role players actually do more fundamental things. So, and again, I've seen him inbound the ball well all year. I've watched every game except one. So it's it's LeBron, man. It's LeBron. I'm sitting there at least 3 or 4 times going, man, LeBron is something else, man. That alley-oop to DeAndre Ayton, I was like, God damn, man, what the fuck was that? That was a lot of good passes tonight, man. That pass that Luka did to Marcus Smart under the basket, I was like, God, how the hell did he get it over there? And then you can't even get an inbound ball in. How many times are we going to watch this? How many times are we going to see this before you solve the problem? Give it to somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing. If they go Scottie Pippen, then fuck them. Let them go sit and sulk. Let them kill their career. And even if LeBron kills his career, if he turns into Scottie Pippen at that moment, who gives a fuck? He's gone in 2 months. At least you grew some balls, JJ Redick, to keep your job. But my instincts say this, and to put a button on this JJ Redick question, I just find it extremely difficult to see a new player personnel / GM / whatever the hell you want to call that position, and him not hire his guy. How does that make any sense? Who's a great GM that inherits what's there already? I don't know. I have to think about that one.
Once again, it is the Lakers winning 125-122. Xbox, I guess he couldn't join us because he got distracted by Surfer's Paradise.
Hey guys, can you guys kill Lakers slow burn? I don't know what the fuck his name is.
Why? Oh, just because he put that in?
Yeah, I don't. That kind of humor doesn't. I don't deal with that shit. I hate that shit. Okay. Disgusting bodily fluid garbage. You go stick that up your ass and smell it yourself. You fucking idiot. I hate that shit. I hate that stuff. I can't stand it. I can't stand it around me when I'm with people. I can't stand it online. So you want to make funny jokes and make funny comments? Cool. But if you're going to start doing that kind of shit, fuck out of here. That shit's stupid. That doesn't do anything.
It is a most patient man on YouTube, indeed. He is not sleeping. You know, he should be sleeping because he's on East Coast time, and it's now 2:38 in the morning. It is my good friend, who I'm actually very, very appreciative he's here. It is Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Legend, great to have you here. This was not the greatest coaching performance by JJ, not by a long shot. Again, with a team that in the fourth quarter lost both Mathurin and also as well Kawhi Leonard due to various things. One foul trouble, one injury trouble, and also John Collins earlier, who had a nasty fall right on his head. Hopefully he'll be okay because he slid right off the back of Jackson Hayes as he was coming down. Really nasty fall, got himself cut, but they had put him in concussion protocol and had him out the game. So with 3 of their main core pieces gone in the clutch time, the Lakers tried very hard to keep the Clippers in the game with a chance to win. JJ he's learned nothing. I don't care if you have to step on toes of LeBron James. Like Joe says, he'll probably be gone in 2 months. The odds are saying that he'll be gone in 2 months.
Yeah.
The idea is to win games. And especially after you did nothing but stand there with doing your best Darvin Ham in your hands in your pockets impersonation when the Clippers did a 17-1 run in the third quarter, you come back and you let LeBron, how many times does it take for him to mess the inbound up before you realize maybe that's just not his thing? One of the greatest players of all time, but can't be great at everything. Your thoughts, my friend. JJ, again, the defense, I understand he doesn't have many options. Smart and Vando are just not the defenders they want, and their switching offense always seems to switch so early that it gives the Clippers the advantage on a Luke Kennard or an Austin Reeves or somebody like that. It just seems crazy. You put these defenders out there, and the first thing they do is switch off the guy that has the ball in a Mathurin or Kawhi. Your thoughts, my friend, because JJ, he almost coached the Lakers out of a win tonight.
Just shows that he still got a lot to learn. And seeing that times and times again where a team is on a 10+ run and no timeout, you just let's let them keep going. Plenty of times, a lot of errors. And then the LeBron situation, I'm not for sure. Maybe you're afraid to step on somebody's toes because he may be the reason why you got that job, and you're afraid to step on it, but you shouldn't be afraid because I'm just gonna say it. I think he's going to Cleveland next year. I think that's what's gonna happen. But because like the signs are already there, it's too much noise about that. Why are you afraid to step on his toes? No, he's not gonna be here next year. You ain't gotta worry about that. But what are the takes on that part?
It's not just the Chicago game last year, which I've said time and time again, it's the worst minute of LeBron's entire career, but it's several times he has inbounded the ball and had issues on multiple occasions, Legend. And yet you still keep going back to it. He is one of the greatest of all time. I'll never take that away from him. But there are certain things that he is just not doing well at this stage of his career. And when he's had not a great game already, he looked hurt, he looked old, and he just didn't look like he was going to make a big impact on the game. Anyways, why do you make the decision to go with LeBron inbounding the ball, or is it just LeBron deciding, like old LeBron in the play in the timeout? Oh, I'm going to drop the play for myself, and I'm going to put myself there.
Yeah, he made mistakes, and sometimes maybe LeBron wanted to inbound it, not for sure, but there's some things you can tell he's still learning. But I mean, he got the win today. I mean, that is the most important part. But
yes,
these type of mistakes will let you know. It's kind of why I kind of feel like this is a second round at the most team, because of so many of the issues. Some issues are still there. With dudes just can't play defense like they used to. And I think LeBron is showing the age. The age is creeping more and more and more as time goes on. And still give him credit. Never seen a guy his age playing the way he's playing. But you can tell, to me, the age is definitely it's showing more and more and more, which has made me, wonder, how well you gonna do in the playoffs. When them games, it adds up. It keep adding up. So, we'll see how things go. See if JJ can continue to improve, but you got a lot to learn, and playoffs are gonna show who experienced and who ain't. This is gonna show.
One thing before I get it to Joe on DeAndre Ayton and as far as that and some other things as well, wanted to get it to your thoughts on Kawhi Leonard. Mr. Palma was asking about the very suspicious. It's about 5 minutes left. I want to go ahead and correct myself from earlier. 5 minutes left. And Kawhi, just during a timeout, they showed the footage, just said, you know what, guys, just not going to play anymore. The ankle doesn't feel like it's quite up to it, and just walked without a limp right off the court. Your thoughts on that, Legend? Because I don't know. Is this self-tanking? I don't know, because they're not going to be able to get themselves out of a play-in. They're going to be involved somehow in this. They've just won too many games. There's too big of a distance right now between them and Memphis. So I don't know what was going on with Kawhi, because it sure didn't look like he really had that hurt of an ankle.
Yeah, I'm not for sure what's going on with him either, because he was walking just fine to me when I saw him go out that court. And I know you can't tank because you won too many games at this point, and the league is already starting to crack down a little bit on the tanking part now. But I'm not for sure what was up with that, unless I know there's some noise about the whole tree planting thing starting to come out a little bit more and more about what's going to happen with that situation. So I'm not for sure too if some stuff going on with that he's trying to dodge a little bit, but that's a little odd though. You walk just fine. I mean, I don't know though. Let me look at the kid from Kansas. He just stopped playing, so people doing that more and more now.
Yeah, that's right. Peterson, he does that too, where he just says, you know what, coach, I hit a 3, but you know what, I'm good. I'm done. I'm done for the day. Like, okay. Joe, did you see that with Kawhi? I mean, seems very puzzling, again, with him just taking himself out of the game. You're not limping at all. You didn't see where he hurt it. Nobody seemed to know where he hurt it. He just said, you know what, I've got a bad ankle. I can't go anymore.
I don't know. I'd have to wait to see I'm not hearing anything weird coming out of LA at the moment.
He's not limping. He wasn't limping. That's the thing. I don't know.
Kawhi Leonard is he's one of those guys that's productive, but it's just an irritant at this point. I don't like looking at his face. I don't like looking at anything with him anymore. It's sad too because he's a phenomenal player, and you admire the fact that he's not. There's a manly part about how he handles himself, but it's just not. He's just not there, man. There's other words that are circling in my head, but I don't want to go there. He's just not. He's just not present. He's about him. It's weird to say. Everybody's about themselves in the NBA these days, if not everyone, and most people are in general, not just NBA players. But it's just there's this acceptance of activity with these players and management and coaching. These guys can't really coach and they can't really manage these players. It's so rare that these talented players are there and they're not present. That's why we're propping up Boston and Oklahoma City so much, because for some weird reason, why is it those two organizations have figured it out? What it does is it gives you an idea of, hey, it's possible, but you just got to do it. But a lot of these organizations aren't capable of doing it. I've talked to people so many times about coaching. My own wife, years ago too. This is not just now, but much like Bill Cowher when he retired after the 2006 season, he knew. And there's a lot more information coming out now, and it's starting to kind of make me remember about what was going on at that time. Bill Cowher, I thought, retired early. I think he had another 5 years in him. And I know his wife was sick at the time. Unfortunately, she passed away. But I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that Bill knew that he wasn't going to be able to control Big Ben. And Big Ben was a little bit of a diva. And they had to deal with Big Ben because the guy was winning Super Bowls for them. So you're in this paradox of you want participation, but the talent is so great, you're screwed. If you get rid of the talent, you're not going to win it like you want. And that's where this is. And that, to me, that makes it even worse in terms of being endearing to that player. I don't trust Kawhi Leonard. And everything that I'm hearing right now, and it seems like every time I hear anything about Kawhi Leonard, there's some kind of cloud hovering around him. Whether it was in San Antonio, I don't think he was in Toronto long enough to have anything going on there. But this whole fiasco of the NBA, of just credibility in this country in general has hit a really bad wall. No one's being punished for anything that they're doing that's detrimental to anything. That's not good. I told you, the sports is a microcosm of society. I'm sitting there watching an interview of what looked like a half-retarded person, which is an insult to just say those words for a lot of people. But what else am I supposed to describe it as? You're looking at LaMelo Ball. What? What happened to your car? What? I'm like, is he drunk? Is he on drugs? And then he stands up and his ass is showing as he's walking out of the fucking press conference. Kawhi leaves a game that they would have probably won if he stayed. Well, okay, what are we doing here? You got players kicking out mascots. You dumb, stupid idiot. The mascot's job is to keep the crowd happy and to entertain. It's part of the show. That'd be like a wrestler going, hey, take away that guy's sign. Think about that, Gerald. You're a wrestling guy. Vince McMahon would have ripped that guy's intestines out. Which is weird because Vince just got pulled over for driving weird today.
Yeah, I love that video. Mm-hmm.
He looked like he had had a 15-day binge somewhere.
And you know what? He yelled at his own foot. Yes.
and
damn you, foot. Why were you going so fast? 150 miles an hour. Why were you going so fast? Foot?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it looked like he was driving in the back seat. Like, what was that? Like an angle that I wasn't looking at, right?
Those big cars. This goes way back. He loves the Lincoln Town cars. He loves those cars, Joe. He just loves those boats. Yeah. He's not gotten out of that era as far as the big.
He looked bad.
Yeah, and but the stories of him driving. Just go to Jim Cornette's channel.
I was going to say Jim Cornette has
Yeah,
stories of that. Yeah,
great stories. Well, you will laugh your ass off. I will just leave it at that. But Robert Wheeler, I do have your question. I will get to you on Joe, but I want to get back to Legend here. Lakers win 125 to 122. Legend, I know you're going to be hit. Okay, when I get a chance, can someone explain to me? Oh, as far as you're talking about what Barkley said to Austin tonight, as far as I'm concerned.
I see it right in chat. You mentioned it.
Okay, I will have to go ahead and look at it here on Twitter, and I'll find it out here in a second. But I want to hear your thoughts, though. Austin did come back tonight. No more minutes restrictions for him. He and Luka. Okay, if this team is going to win games, it's going to have to rely a lot on this offense. We saw that clearly tonight. The Lakers, the way they play defense, it's just illogical at times, and just sometimes it's just sheer. They just don't have defenders. It's a combination of the two. But if they're going to win like they did tonight, they have to click on offense. What works so well for the bros, the dude bros, Luka and AR tonight, because you saw how they were shooting so well. I mean, again, we've always said with Luka and AR, if they're hitting from distance, it opens a lot of things up.
Oh yeah, it makes everything easy. If they knocking it down, it's filled at that point. Everyone's gonna get wide open looks, wide open cuts. It makes everybody's life pretty easy when they both are just on fire like that. I almost get to the point where the whole Lakers squad might easily drop maybe 130 for the game, outscore an opponent and pretty much cover your defensive issues. But yeah, when they're on fire like that, it's just not much you can do. Especially Lucas in there doing step back threes and just all you can do is throw your hands in the air and say, hey, what can I do at that point, But that's good. AR is all that restriction, so that means he's fully healthy at this point.
To answer your question, Legend, according to Lakers All Day Every Day on Twitter, Charles Barkley was talking trash on the Lakers. There's some soft audio, you can catch it, but he was just talking trash on the Lakers after the game. But Austin Reeves was conveniently listening in nearby because they were going to him on the next shot. So. I think that's why, because one of those life's awkward moments right there. It's like, okay, Charles Barkley is talking trash on the Lakers, then Ernie sends it right to Austin Reeves, who has the headset on.
That's locker room material.
Yeah. It's Charles. Happy birthday, Charles Barkley. Happy birthday of DBSH, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, and happy birthday, Charles Barkley, indeed. But Joe, let me get it back to you. Charles. At least they have fun with him tonight. I'll leave it at that. Robert Wheeler did have a question, and he did point it out just to both of us. Another clutch time win for the Lakers. Yes, it was clutch time, you could say. I mean, the Lakers should not have been a clutch game, because with three of their main rotation guys out, they should have distanced themselves. And the fact they were on second game of back-to-back. But needlessly, the Lakers do win. Do you think Marcus Smart should always be in the game in the last 5 minutes of the game? I think he should, because he's never afraid to shoot. He did make some defensive mistakes down the stretch, a couple fouls that I think he would like to take back. But he did get that clutch shot with the and one down the stretch. So with Marcus Smart, as you know, Joe, since we've got him, it's just like throughout his entire career, the give and take, the good and the bad when it comes to Marcus Smart. Would you like him in there to answer Robert Wheeler's question always in the last 5 minutes?
I don't think you have a choice. He plays a little defense. He's a vet. Yeah, I'd rather have him in there. There is no other choice, really. Props to Kennard. Kennard's been a breath of fresh air compared to that dinkus Gabe Vincent. At least you have somebody there that's got some basketball IQ and can actually hit a couple shots and do some things, but on a regular basis too. I wasn't disappointed in how they played today. I know the defense is lackluster, but that's like yelling at a wall at this point. It's not going to change. The only issue was the ending. The details we've talked about on the show over and over again. It's details that win you championships. The little details win you championships. I'll use the Dodgers as an example. How you decide on who's going to play in certain positions so you have an advantage. That was the entire run. During clutch times, decisions were made because the guys that were in there were making the little details work. And there was no one getting hurt. You know, Mookie Betts is a first ballot Hall of Famer if he retired right now. Did he whine when he got dropped to 3 and 4 in the lineup? No. Did Edmund get all butthurt getting taken out? And that's in the 9th inning for someone who was struggling a lot? No. That was an NLCS MVP. Mookie Betts is a 4-time world champion and 5-tool player. Like, the fact that we have to worry about LeBron getting butthurt over not inbounding the ball. Again, I'd have to know for sure if he wanted to inbound the ball. Because actually that might be a good thing. If indeed he did request to inbound the ball, that now gives me leverage in the locker room when he and I are talking. You asked me you wanted to inbound the ball and you almost cost us the game. I'm not going to do that again.
Well, El Rosto has a good point that nobody made movement. Nobody was moving at all. And I give El Rosto credit on that. But the problem is,
Okay. Hold on.
Let me just finish this. The coach should set up a better play with more movement that would allow people to get more open.
No. You YYC. No, you use greatness as an example because we're talking about greatness, right? We're talking about arguably the greatest of all time, right? We're talking about Luka Doncic. Top 3 player in the league right now, right? No, you damn well better believe I'm going to use the Dodgers as an example of what to do if you want to be great. I just gave you a few examples. You want to be great? You do what the greats do. You don't get butthurt. It's about winning. What did Kobe do in Game 7 against Boston? He couldn't throw the ball in the ocean on a boat. But guess what? He still grinded, and he got 15 rebounds to help the team win. If he gets 11 rebounds, they probably lose that game, by the way. Who did he pass to with a minute left? The little things matter, and it makes sense, doesn't it? Why are the Lakers getting bounced in the first round and getting swept the year before then and losing in 5? I'm sorry, 2 years before then and losing in 5 a year before that. The last 3 playoff series, the Lakers have won 2 playoff games out of 14. You tell me that details don't matter. You tell me that. I'm comparing it to what I'm telling you. I'm talking about Hall of Famers that are not getting hurt emotionally, that are willing to scale back. Yes, make the right choice, coach, skipper. Make the right choice so that we can win. And look what happened. Every freaking play in that last game, because of those small decisions, because Mookie did not get butthurt, because Edmund did not get butthurt, were able to be executed because the manager was given the green light and supported. And look what happened. Now he gets another ring. So now, let's say, and again, I don't know if this happened. Let's say LeBron told J.J. Redick, I want to inbound the ball. And then somebody just mentioned no one was moving around, right? I'm sorry if you guys can correct me on this and remember, did they have another timeout or were there no timeouts?
I think they had another timeout.
Okay, so if they had another timeout, I'm assuming. Okay, I think they did. I don't because usually they say there's no timeouts. They're gonna have to inbound the ball.
Make it clear if there's usually no timeout.
Yeah. So let's say you're LeBron James. You're arguably supposed to be the greatest of all time. You've done this a billion times. If I'm there and I'm seeing no one moving, then I'm going, and fucking lighting everybody up. What the fuck are you doing standing around? Move! Move! Get open! I guarantee you, if he had done that, they would have got open on the next one. Move! Get open! What are you standing around? This isn't me dribbling at the three-point line and everybody just watching. This is not an isolation play. Get your ass open. You guys are all freakish athletes. You're all 6'8" with long arms. Move. Get the fuck over there. They don't know where you're going, so you have the advantage. Don't throw it. This isn't a Hail Mary with 2 seconds left down 6. Like, what the fuck was he even thinking throwing that ball like that? At least if he was going to take a chance, go all the way to the other side. No, he did it right in the middle of the goddamn court. Just hand it to him at that point then. All these little things. I'm saying, I watched The Last Dance many a times, and because, social media has dominated the world so much and continues to dominate, you start to see things like that Michael Jordan was mean and like all the pussies coming out of nowhere and talking about how it mean. If you're not mean, if you're not in people's freaking face, you know what you get, Gerald? You get stupid execution at the end of games, and you get dumb fucks in their underwear doing press conferences like they're in their bedroom. And I'm not one of those guys that goes and tells people what to do in their lives. Far from it. I don't control anybody. I work alone. Almost 99% of the year. I'm by myself because I don't like bosses either. But I'll tell you this. I will say this. If I come out of my office with my ass hanging out, you damn well better believe if my wife, my dad, God rest his soul, my mom, my friends, they'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? So why can't Adam Silver make a call and say, what are you doing? And then talk to the owner as if this guy's too stupid, can't even talk on a mic. I don't know what the hell he was on. What is this? And it keeps building. This stupid shit keeps building. You got to stop it at some point. All this stuff with Kawhi and Ballmer and what's going on. Dude, you're the commissioner. You don't need a quarter law to make a decision. Isn't that part of the collective bargaining agreement where this commissioner makes a decision to keep you got rid of a racist pig in like 4 hours. This is nothing compared to the shit that you were dealing with then. Why don't you make a decision? Make a decision. Make a decision. Don't you remember in training day? Make a decision. I will purposely, you know how people will ask about, oh, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? What do you want? And everyone's like, oh, I don't know, whatever you want to eat. No, whatever you want to eat. No, only what you. I have mastered the 2-second food problem. I will just say a random fucking thing. Let's go get some burritos at El Burros. I don't feel like that. All right, then I gave you a shot. Now it's on you. And I didn't even want a burrito. I didn't even want a burrito. I just said it.
It sounds like me in the car with
I just said it. I just said it, right? Like sometimes I don't even want to deal with it, right? So I'll just say a word. I'll say a burrito, a hamburger, or whatever.
Olive Garden, everyone. Olive Garden going there? No. Then where? Where then?
You say I don't feel like a burrito, then go fucking find your fucking food then. I already gave you an option. Now they can't come back with you. How come you never make a decision? No, I made a decision. Go get it. Go do your thing.
That's usually a Saturday or Sunday within the Glassford car. Where do you want to go, girls? I don't know. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go, Dad? Olive Garden. I don't want to go to Olive Garden. Then make a decision.
Kobe grew up a rich kid. Kobe, what is it? Privileged? That's what they call it. Kobe grew up privileged. His dad was an NBA player. Yeah, he didn't make the money he made, the NBA players make now, but he had enough money in Europe to move to Europe. How many people from South Philly moved to Europe on a regular basis, especially back then. Very few people, especially a family of 5. So it is, in the end, it's about winning. As long as you're not hurting kids, hurting women, killing innocent people, this is about winning. You know what I mean? You have to win. That's the whole point of sports. The competitiveness, the investment in time that we put in this thing. Again, I just said at the beginning of the show, I did not want to watch the game tonight. I was dreading it. It was getting closer and closer to 7 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I really want to sit and watch 2.5 hours after an all-star break. I was totally assuming that they were all going to be just sloppy. And they weren't. They actually were freaking
That first
swishing.
quarter was good.
Yeah, they were swishing everything, both sides. I was like, damn, this is a good game, actually. And it continued, and it continued, and it continued. And other than that little flub at the end there, it was a pretty damn good game. I actually liked the game. I really enjoyed it. Even the runs going back and forth, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the product was good today up until LeBron decided to throw a Hail Mary at the worst time. That's it. Other than that, I enjoyed the game. And us being kind of sitting in the negative side of things, the reason why we're there is because we want this fucking thing to stop not paying attention to the little things. And I'm going to put a button on this so it makes sense to everybody, okay? There's a great little video online. And a lot of you guys that have been on here a long time know that Nick Saban is my guy. That's my favorite coach in any sport of all time. He's the modern day Vince Lombardi in my view. There's a clip of him yelling nickel, 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 nickel for like 10 minutes. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but it felt like 10 minutes. Nickel, nickel. No one was listening. Nickel. They were up by like 38 points. The game was over. He still wanted the goddamn defense to be set. Why? Because if you get relaxed now, you're going to get relaxed later again. You want to be like this every minute. You want to win. You wanted the best chance of winning. Got to keep doing it. What did Kobe say? What did Kobe say that resonates, that a lot of people have not heard? Go through the storm. At some point, the storm is going to end. Just stay the course. The storm is going to end at some point. But these guys don't do that. It takes a different person to be like that. Those Tiger Woods, Kobe's, Michael Jordans, the Federers, the Nadals, the Jokic's. Jokic, sorry, not Jokic's. Jokic. Well, Jokic, I could probably give him that too as well. He's amazing. So, yeah, it's I think we're asking for too much, but at the same time, I'm not the one that called myself the greatest. The same, Gerald. I mean, if it was Jeremy Grant doing it, I'm like, it's Jeremy Grant. But if you're going to call yourself, if you're going to come and walk around and do this, which, by the way, I do like that, by the way. I think that's kind of cool. But you can't be doing this and this and can't do a fundamental fucking inbound. Just saying. You can't. That doesn't make any sense.
But the Lakers did get the win.
Otherwise, you're Duke of Ellington at that point. You're not the king.
Duke of something. Although, again, right now to be a member of royalty is not the greatest thing in the world. Just ask Andrew. But once again, it is the Lakers winning 125-122. Legend, I want to bring it back in here, my friend. Xbox, there you go. A lot of trouble on Xbox. My gosh, what a day for Xbox. Yeah. Oh boy, I'm going to have some major discussions on this as far as Xbox is concerned.
I got a lot to say. Let me know. I got a lot I'd love to say about that.
You know what?
Situation.
I'll set something up. I want to hear your thoughts on Phil Spencer and all that, because there's more than meets the eye on that one with Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond leaving,
especially with the son with her leaving. That's really.
I'll work something out, my friend. I'll hit you up this weekend. We'll go ahead. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. But getting you back into the mix here with the Western Conference, your team, the Golden State Warriors, are in trouble.
Yeah.
Because I know that to Kristaps Porzingis, you got a little taste of him coming back for how long, I don't know. But that knee for Steph Curry, what's the status in going on? Because right now they are losing ground big time to the rest of the Western Conference. Tonight, Denver. Okay, Lakers can no longer make that excuse of losing one night on a back to back, then being traveling and not feeling, because Denver lost to the Clippers last night and scored 160. I'm sorry, 157 on the Trailblazers tonight on the road. 157.
Mm.
So, this back-to-back stuff that Joe talks about, you just don't have an excuse when you see stuff like that. They were pissed that they lost, and instead of sitting all their players out like the Lakers did last week, guess what? They went out, competed, and they blew the doors off of Portland. Be that as it may, there's a tight race for third through seventh right now in the Western Conference, and especially, but right now there's a concern with Steph Curry. Phoenix, are they starting to lose momentum because they've lost 2 in a row? What's going on there as far as the Western Conference? Because I think this weekend is not going to make it any easier, because the Lakers play the Celtics, the Rockets are on the road at MSG. It really looks like it's going to be a battle all the way down to the end of the season for those final spots in the Western Conference.
And before I answer that, I just want to let somebody know, because they asked in chat what I was playing. Playing college football right now, and Go Coyote, kind of going back and forth. But
25?
26.
26? Okay.
But I would definitely say it's going to be a tight race. I think it's going to be like last year, Western Conference all over again. It's going to be tight. It's going to come down to that very last day. And so it's going to, I think what's going to happen. It's going to come down to that very last day. And probably decide what's the entire playoff going to look like. It looks like everyone is like kind of is bunched up together. I think, is it Rockets and Denver kind of both tied for like third right now?
Actually, third is actually Denver after they scored 157 tonight. This blew my mind. I looked at that and I was watching some of the highlights. And just like, wow, Portland had zero resistance tonight. And then you have a half game back because they were idle tonight was the Houston Rockets, but they can make that up tomorrow night at MSG against the New York Knicks. I think that's a primetime game for on ESPN. But be that as it may, then you have the Lakers and Celtics on Sunday, and the Celtics, they just took care of your Warriors. Yeah, in the West, it's brutal right now, and again, you cannot take any games off if you're in that third to seventh position right now.
I mean, it's like a game and a half or 2 games from like 7th or 8th. It's like it's just that close. So it feels like these last couple of games, if you lose 2 or 3 in a row, you already sunk. You already like in a hole. The only ones to me that's like really breathing comfortable right now, OKC, Spurs, they comfortable. They got a decent little lead. I mean, they can't get too comfortable, but they got a decent lead amongst from the rest of the pack. 3 all the way down to like 8. All you guys just fighting to be in a decent position with each other. So it's going to be interesting to see how exactly this whole thing plays out. But the road for everyone in the West is not easy. It's not easy at all. To me, the only one who may have really got it made is Oklahoma, and that's what happens when you take care of your business so early. For Golden State, wave the white flag, let stuff probably sit. I'm going to not spend my money on them hot tickets on the 22nd. I'm going to save that money, save that $400, and just going to wave the flag. You do.
But you can't tank if you're Golden State because it's already too far into the season. You're just stuck. Meet hard place because you're stuck in between because it's just not much you can do. And then if Curry's going to be out an extended period of time, which it's looking more and more like it, that's going to be very detrimental to the season for Golden State. That's for sure. But Joe, in the chat, JY dropped if we're going to be looking bad if we play the same way we play tonight against on Sunday against the Celtics. The Celtics who are coming in,
We didn't play
they're
bad
playing.
tonight.
They offensively they didn't. When you're scoring 125, they didn't. But you can see defensively, there's some things that you know they're of concern. I'll say that. And then of course what we saw with DeAndre Ayton down the stretch, it was okay. You'll 13-7. This is the game where you don't look at the box score and say, okay, DeAndre Ayton did okay. Down the stretch, it was very concerning because you didn't have the rebounder, you didn't have the in the paint shot maker, and you didn't have the rim protector you so sorely need in those occasions going down the stretch. But the execution on the defensive side concerns me. But the 125 offensively, Joe, I mean, the Lakers are going to have to outscore a lot of opponents because that defense is of great concern. I think that's why JY said what he said.
I wouldn't say right now the Thunder are only 2 games ahead of the Spurs in the loss column. And with these daisies, what if somebody gets hurt on both ends? There's a history of it all. Mm-hmm. So let's say if Wembanyama gets hurt, SGA gets hurt, what, I'm going to worry about Minnesota? Sure, I mean, we got waxed last year, but I'm not worried about anybody, really. Just gonna see how it plays out. I'm not really worried. I'm not gonna be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised other than them getting to the finals would be a surprise. That's it. Right now, I'm wondering what the Celtics are gonna do. So if Tatum comes back, which I think is a bad move because he tore his Achilles late last year. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't bring him back. That's a dangerous game that he's playing. Go see Klay Thompson.
Go ask KD about that.
Call on the burner phone, though, Legend. You got to do it on the burner phone. I'll do it right now.
But yeah, the Lakers need to just. I'm actually concerned about Luka right now. I'm concerned that there's something going on with him and the constant. He's turned into AD. I don't know if he caught whatever AD caught, but it seems like every game he goes to the locker room now. That's AD's MO. I'd like to know if he's hurt, just so I can at least prepare myself as a fan. Is he going to run out of gas in the first round, second round? I'm telling you, man, NBA basketball is a whole different beast. You're talking about 2 months of playoffs, not a month like baseball, not a month like football. It's a fucking 2-month marathon. It's its own season. So, yeah.
Well, again, it's something we'll have to think about going forward. What I don't like.
There's no worry. There's no worry at this point. Honestly, I don't have any worry. I am content on whatever happens this year. Now, if they win it all, you have to bring back LeBron. That's it. That's it. There's no other way to go about it. Now, I don't know if they're going to drop 50 mil, but I'd get it if you did because he just won you a championship. Other than that, I don't even know. I don't know.
Let me ask you this, Legend. When it comes to it, as far as it, for me, again, the Lakers' defense it's just not that good. We get that. We understand that, and the Lakers have to outscore their opponents with the high efficiency like what they had today. What irritates me sometimes is when you have the Vandos and the Smarts in there. And it's just that automatic switching you see as far as the NBA offenses are concerned. You know, a Kawhi will take it, just move back and forth a little bit while he's dribbling the ball, and automatically, it's automatic. It's not even, there's no screen sometimes set for these guys, but they just automatically switch, and automatically you go from a Vando or a Marcus Smart on you to a Austin Reeves or a Luke Kennard on you. And it just seems like it's just a matter of fact, just like what we complain about when we see somebody passing up an easy dunk or an easy layup and instead throwing out to 3-point line. It just seems automatic now, just like it's, just an automatic that they switch. I just don't understand it sometimes why it's just so easy for us to see these things. And it just seems like it's a matter of fact when you see it out there. I know that JJ has tried to put bandages on these hemorrhaging wounds on the defense sometimes by implementing the zone at various points like he did tonight. And it has worked to some extent. They have been a little bit better for the most part on the defensive end. But you see games like tonight where the Lakers should have put away this team a little bit sooner coming off a back-to-back after a grueling game against Denver with 3 of the rotation players down by the time the final minutes were coming to play. It just seems like that's what irritates us the most. The fact that I think the Lakers, if they cleaned some things up, could be a lot better off and a lot more comfortable as far as some of the wins are concerned, Ledge.
Yeah, the defense is definitely a big issue. And pretty much, at this point, I think everybody in the league probably know Lakers, they can run the offense up on you all day. Lakers can probably drop 150 if they just really hot. The defensive end, yeah, it's pretty bad at times. Sometimes Luka and AR and them just can't guard a parked car. If I were to go guard my Lexus outside of my yard, they're probably gonna ride right on by them. But is there some issues that I think is gonna really take the off season really to fix? And I think it is gonna come back to reconstructing the whole team, bringing in different pieces that can kind of solve a lot of them issues. And I think this season you just gonna have to. It is what it is. Whatever happened at this point, I think that's what the front office is pretty much going with the mindset of too. They get past the first round, cool. You don't, it is what it is. But this offseason, I think they have to fix it. And I think that's the thing. If I was a diehard Laker fan, that's why I'm demanding. You come back next season, this defense can't be this. It can't be this bad. You have got to come back and fix it. So I feel like they owe the fan base that much. If you basically accept them that I'm probably going to the playoff and lose first, second, maybe even conference final, somewhere in that range, you better come back and fix it by the all season. There's no excuses. None.
Joe, Lon Rosen was named president of business operations. It was funny because Tim Harris resigned, but said he was going to resign at the end of the season. He was going to leave at the end of the season. Suddenly that became one day as the Lakers named Lon Rosen the president of business operations. Former Laker intern, former Laker executive, former agent to Magic Johnson. So he comes back after a successful run with the Dodgers, even before, I believe, the Guggenheim regime took over. I think 2012 he started with the Dodgers. Could you enlighten people a little bit more that are not as familiar with Lon Rosen?
Do I have to? Are you going to listen?
I'm just telling you. I mean, just because
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them.
The,
are you all going to listen?
The synergy between
still
the Dodgers and Lakers.
Be in your feelings about how Jeannie is still going to be here 4 more years. There's a better chance of me hitching with Jessica Alba than that happening, by the way.
Well, she said she was asked to stay on, so you take it for that what it's worth.
She was asked to stay and do
That's
what?
She said in that CNBC interview.
Yeah, okay. Stay and do what, though?
Your guess is as good.
Watch games? What's she going to do? What? Oh, Rob Pelinka's going to be here too, right? Oh, and so is Rambis.
They're still there as of now. Keywords as of now.
I feel sorry for people who believe everything they see and read. I do. I really do. It's better to not believe shit in the end, guys. You know why? Because 90% of the time it's shit. You're wrong 10% of the time. Every time.
Well, tell us more about Lon Rosen.
Lon Rosen, if you guys watched Winning Time, was the curly-haired guy that was working with Linda and Jeannie at the beginning of the show, and then eventually turned into Magic's agent.
Yes.
And Magic's job is to be Magic. Magic brings a sense of credibility. He brings a sense of warmth, good feeling, fairness. I mean, I could go deep into other things, but then it'll be misconstrued at that point, right? He's the guy that can. He's the guy, and he actually did this, by the way, guys. This isn't a joke. This is like it happened. When he was opening up his Starbucks and his Magic theaters, he actually sat with the head guy with the Crips and the head guy with the Bloods, and asked them to not fuck around in that
I
neighborhood.
remember that story. Yeah.
So, and I've met Magic, guys. I've met him at one of the Starbucks off Adams Avenue in San Diego years ago. I shook his hand. The man looks you in the eye and he smiles, and that smile does not do justice on TV, by the way.
Such
As
charisma.
great as it is on TV, that man is one of the most. When there's a halo or light that they talk about aura, they talk about that orange aura in Chappelle. Magic's doesn't have an orange aura. He has a bright, like beautiful light that's always on him because he's that good. He's such a good person. From the energy that I got from him. Lon Rosen was a man that he trusted, was a man that has been with him now for more than 40 years. And Lon has been that bridge, that knowledge that maybe Magic doesn't have because he's a lawyer and he's more business detailed. I don't know how else to say it. Because Magic he's not a lawyer. He's not book smart. He's Magic. So Lon is that extension. He's the book smart. He's the legality guy. He's the guy that and essentially works side to side with Magic and helps put things together, make everybody feel good when they're in the room, and obviously execute the job that needs to get done. So they're going to start. For the Lakers, it's a little different because this is actually Magic's team, and the idiots that are just got PTSD think that Magic's going to start calling shots. Magic already said at his post press conference when he quit, I can't. I live too good of a life to do this stuff. Plus, there was a break in communication. He probably didn't want things going on, and he didn't, he didn't know who to talk to. But he kept getting mixed signals. You don't get that with professionals who know what they're doing. See, that's what happens when you work with guys like Rob and Jeannie and the Rambus. You get that Harry High School talk behind your back type shit. Guggenheims don't work that way. They're very communicative, and they know exactly what they want. They're going to get what they want. And guess what, guys? They're going to give back to the fans. Remember that. They're going to give back to the fans, and he is a big part of that process. So stop believing. Gerald just told you. Tim Harris said, I'm going to stay till the end of the year. He lasted one day. Okay? Stop listening to anybody. Listen to us.
One day.
Us. Jeannie's not in charge of Dick. Well, not one, she is in charge of one Dick, but maybe more. I don't know, but
put the more in there. Yeah. You put the more in there. Pardon the pun.
Yeah. I was gonna go there, but I'm trying. I don't want to veer off. And then as far as Rob is. Rob, it's hilarious how much I still hear this. Like they actually think Rob is making these deals at the deadline and all this. Like they think he's in charge. That's why I just want the season to end in a lot of ways. Like I don't wish for them to bow out early, but I just want the season to end so we can stop talking about this trash. I already know what's coming. No one wants to listen. They want to believe what they want to believe online. Fine. But I'm going to be here to tell you you're an idiot. You don't know anything. And your observation skill sucks. I feel sorry for you. I really do.
Well, Legend, before we head on out, I wanted to touch on something in regards to the Hoop Collective from ESPN earlier on Friday. Debuted Tim Bontemps, noted Laker hater. One thing he does do, though, is during the course of the season, I think three or four times during the course of the season, he gets a poll from all the GMs who decide on the MVP race, where they're at in the standings, how do they feel at this point or each point of the season, where they feel fit as far as the MVP is concerned. So he does a Gallup poll in regards to that. And there are also betting sites on this that have changed dramatically in the past 2 weeks. Since I made a comment to Joe and John in regards to how the NBA was leaning towards a different narrative than Luka Doncic as MVP. Played like an MVP today, played absolutely out of his mind. I still have him third on my ballot, but the attitude is changing because right now, the latest poll from the GMs around the league has SGA at 1, Jokic still at 2, but Cade Cunningham at 3.
I figured.
Wemby's at 4 and Luka's at 5. Your thoughts on this, my friend?
Lucas at 5?
That is pretty low right there.
Wonder who said that 2 weeks ago. How do you guys were laughing at me. I remember that. I have that on YouTube.
And then you copied me.
No, I'm sorry. YouTube does not lie. But with that, Legend, what does that say? Again, it's subject to change. There's still 25 games left. The narrative's out there. I mean, Detroit has the best record in the NBA, and this they vote based on narratives a lot of times. These press and GMs when they do. Your thoughts on the MVP race so far? I don't even know if Wemby's going to make it because he's just barely above the cut line right now with as far as number of games missed. If he has a sprained ankle or if he does a Kawhi like Kawhi did tonight, he could be out of the running just like that. Your thoughts on where we stand with the MVP race before we head on out?
I think it's still a close race, but I kind of agree with some people in chat. I'm about at the point I about want to put Cade as number 1. Just because of, I get it, SGA. I get what they've done in Oklahoma. But the Pistons turnaround story is much better.
Yeah, I mean, if SGA continues with his injury troubles, he could be out. And Jokic is not that far behind on games missed, though, right. Legend.
And that's the other thing I was going to mention, too. Both of them, too, like not that far off from it. But I just think the story of how the Pistons, from what they were, a year or two ago, to now, that's like night and day difference. I just feel like just that thought alone, I would put Cade as number 1 right now. Just because they're the number 1 team in the East. They just literally went here and just gave belt to the Knicks again. And it just like this team looks like they could legit possibly get to the NBA Finals. Right now, it looks like it's Detroit and Cleveland. It looks like it's between those two. Just about to get into the finals out of the East. So I'm like, this story would be really good if this was the MVP. So I would be slowly leaning towards Cade right now. To me, is number 1. He's been more healthy. He ain't been injured like everyone else. Everyone else looked like they barely staying afloat. To me, this has been a heck of a story for them. This has been one of the best seasons for Detroit in a long time. So I would go with Cade as number 1 for me right now.
Definitely shout out Carino. Absolutely. She says, shout out to the GOAT Legend for staying up. It is 3:30 in the morning, your time, my friend. I'll close it out with Joe, but I want to hear your thoughts. What you got set up for this weekend on I Got Next Sports Media, my friend?
Definitely going to talk about the MVP race, and I'm going to see if I can get my friend to come on, and me and her are going to talk about the WNBA with their situation with their money situation for the league, and we're going to go from there and talk a little bit of preseason for WNBA as well.
And shout out to your biggest follower, Tony. Tony as well. I know he was here earlier in the chat. Wanted to give him a big shout out as well. And Xbox and I are coming back on tomorrow night. Just want to let you know we're going to go ahead and do a one-on-one because he wants to go ahead and give a chat. And I definitely want to go ahead and give him the platform to do so for tomorrow night. And then we'll be back Sunday night for the post game for the Lakers and the Boston Celtics. So we got you covered here as well. And in about 10 and a half hours from now, the Lakerholics crew are coming back to you. So I got a lot of things that are covered for you. Plus on the Fan Arc Network, on the Lakers' latest channel there, I got some things there for you as well. But Joe, my friend, again, I did not know you were going to be here. I was told you by you. So you're going to finally meet John Costa. Is that correct before we head on?
Right now, I'm planning to go over there in the morning, yo.
Okay. One-on-one?
I don't know. It depends if it's raining.
Okay.
It's been raining a lot here lately. I don't
so
think we're
who
going to
makes
get
the
inside
excuse if it's raining?
Well, do you want us to slip on asphalt and break our necks in the rain?
No, of course not. No access.
A lot of oil in these courts here. People park in the parking lots here. So, and it's not like it used to be. It wasn't like going to the church and playing there anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
Plus, I don't know where he's going to be in Anaheim. I have no idea where to go play over there.
No, that's true. I've been to Anaheim quite a bit. A very interesting place indeed.
Yeah, they make things for middle-aged rich guys.
They don't set it up too well. Just after Disneyland and Angel Stadium, they just don't have, the city is not set up great.
It's not set up because you have brain dead people who are in charge. Not that there aren't brain dead everywhere, but people are useless.
I always like
90%
the
of the time.
pond, though. I think the pond is
Every
old. I
time.
get it. The pond is old, but I love the marble. Have you been in there? Have you been in the pond, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's classy. You go in there, you let the marbles on this. I love it.
Yeah, it's nice. I actually do like the Big A. I think they have the best food there for a stadium.
Yes, agreed.
And of course you can get a ticket for like $10 anytime. Unless the Dodgers are in town.
Yes.
Uh,
Life in Las Vegas when we get the A's. Yes.
well, the A's
$5.
are building. The A's are building a team. I don't think you're gonna see. I don't think they're gonna be losing a lot when they get there.
They better not be losing, because it's the Las Vegas won't follow them. It'll be like Legends. Atlanta will be coming over here, and there'll be Braves fans all over the place, or Dodgers fans. It'll be a Dodgers home game, or the Yankees will be Yankees home. Remember, like Legend in the Atlanta area, Las Vegas is an easy hub to get to. So yeah, filling the stadium up is not going to be a problem. It's filling the stadium up with A's fans that will be definitely the problem, indeed. But Legend, man, got you covered as well on I Got Next Sports Media. We got to do a show in the not too distant future on Xbox, so I'll hit you up with that. And then we also got to do a show on college basketball, guys, because guess what? College basketball is starting to heat up, and we need to start checking out these college basketball games, because, guys, as of now, we still have a first-round draft pick. You've got a first-round draft pick, too, for Golden State. Is that correct, Legend?
Yep, we do.
Okay, let me go ahead and I'm going to do Tankathon real quick, because right now Golden State still has a first rounder. Lakers still has their first rounder, and Atlanta has right now they're hoping, based off New Orleans, that they would be picked to have the third pick with Cameron Boozer. Would you like Cameron Boozer on your Hawks?
Wouldn't mind either that or the kid from North Carolina, because he's from Atlanta.
YYC, it's losing a lot of money, but Sphere is not closing down anytime soon. It's not closing out. It's just fine. It's just fine. So I don't know any rumors. Dolan owns it. Dolan's got a lot of cash. He's good. He's good.
It's called write-off.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, he might be losing a lot on it, but yeah, it's Backstreet Boys go in there, they fill the place up. And
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. They'd come all dressed. I'm not kidding you. They come all dressed in white, and they go there and they fill it up.
What about Kenny G? Is Kenny G going to be there? I want to be there for that.
I've not heard Kenny G there for the Sphere. But Backstreet Boys, I think I think New Kids on the Block are not going to be at the Sphere, but they are coming to Vegas.
How about 98 Degrees?
I think they played here, but I don't. It sounds recently. Yeah, I think they might.
Wouldn't it be cool if they went there when it was 98 degrees?
Timing it out. Mm-hmm. Yep, 98. Is Gerald Larry Bird then? Don't insult me, Left. How dare you insult
Larry Bird?
Goodness gracious.
Is Gerald? What's with you, Left on base? Are you like on dope or something, man? What's with these questions?
Call me a Celtic. Goodness gracious.
I'd give you a left hand right now.
Yes, me as well.
You ever slapped a man with a backhand? It's one of the most exhilarating things you could ever do.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't do it I didn't do it like in a real fight. It was just, fucking around with somebody. And
this
they're like,
does not say Celtics. This says Lakers.
I was like,
Lakers. How dare you insult a Lakers fan like that? Man, I'm hurt. But again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. Tomorrow morning, or actually later today, is the Lakerholics crew, Lakerholics.com. They'll be on to go ahead and service your weekend lunch needs. Then later tonight, I'm going to have on my good friend Xbox. Hopefully give us some views of Surfer's Paradise while he's talking Lakers as well. And then Sunday, we'll be back for the post game after the Celtics and Lakers, yay, to see if they can go ahead and match up and get a Lakers victory.
Yay, a subscriber.
That's right. Yay, a subscriber. Art Carino says, Gerald, this is why Joe Soro needs to go with John to pick up the ticket. John's got to call his benefactor. That's the deal. Because this is the ticket. That's why he's going there, because the guy that he doesn't know, or that's a follower of his, gave him a ticket.
Just hope he doesn't ass rape him or something.
That's creepy. Creepy.
It's okay. I carry in state of California, so I'll be there to help Johnny.
They're okay, indeed.
Somebody tries to pull some Vaseline shit.
All right, that's what friends are for. But once again, the Lakers win 125-122. All right, on that note, it is, of course, Joe Soro. He had a show on yesterday.
And no Vaseline response.
Well, I should say he had a show on Thursday. Please go ahead, check it out. Like and subscribe, the Joe Soro Experiment. Like and subscribe what's upcoming.
You're setting these up too good right now, Gerald. I don't think I've gone 10 in a row like this before, because it never was part of the shtick of a sports show. When you're drunk and you're drinking and you're having fun with the boys, then it's good. But I've never done this on the show where it just keeps coming.
Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, he had way too good a time at the bar.
Shia LaBeouf is the guy that, unfortunately for him, he's a guy that he's like Hulk Hogan, and Mark Henry made note of this after Hogan's comments. He goes, "Why don't you like me?"
Which ones?
Well, the one that cut deep, the one where he was talking about ethnicities. Anyways,
yeah, I know.
So Mark Henry asks him, and Mark Henry is one of the best interviews I've seen in any wrestler. Just a very engaging guy. He told Hogan, stop acting tough, because every time you try to act tough, you start to make yourself look like a fool. And of course, Hogan turned into the woman that he is sometimes, or was. And I know he's gone now. But
he didn't listen.
He never listened, because
that's why I was
weak.
talking about the comments, because he continued to say
weak.
a lot of
he's weak. He goes,
comments.
I was drunk, and this. As soon as a guy says I'm drunk, a grown man like Hulk Hogan, you're supposed to be a man, bro.
Drinking too much of that real American beer he was.
So here's the thing. Okay, that actually makes the conversation worse. That means when your inhibitions come down, that's who you really are. See?
There you go.
But I almost got trapped into that too one time. See, but you can't get me. So I was asked, and I knew where they were going with this. That was asked. They said, would you let, the conversation was about Allen Iverson, and Allen Iverson at the time, for those of you who don't remember, Allen Iverson was unconventional for the NBA, right? Because he had more of a hip hop kind of attitude, feel, the way he dressed, all that stuff. And that was something that David Stern was starting to get a little worried about, because then you start seeing Jermaine O'Neal and all those guys start coming in with the jerseys and the chains, and and Phil Jackson's quoted, looks like they're coming in from prison garb. And of course, that right away the race thing started floating in around there, right? So my guys start hitting me up because, of course, I had daughters. God wasn't going to give me a son. He gave me daughters, thank God, anyways. And they go ahead. So would you let Allen Iverson marry your daughter? And if I knew why they were asking me, I knew it. I was like, why'd you pick Allen Iverson? Why'd you pick Allen Iverson? I'm just curious. And of course, they never admitted it. I said, let me tell you this. I go, if a musician or an athlete wanted to marry my daughter, it's probably 99% no. They're gone too much. My grandkids wouldn't. It's difficult. It's very difficult for professional athletes in general and musicians to be home. So 99% of the time, I wouldn't allow it. Now, let's just say I do allow it. I threw a nice curve at him, and I did this on purpose. I said, no, I wouldn't. I'm not really with Allen Iverson. I don't think he'd be good husband material. I said, if Grant Hill came and wanted to marry my kid, I'd be like, yeah. And then that's when I got him, because I was waiting for them to pull the Jalen Rose on me. Yeah. Yeah. They tried to get me. I was pretty jacked up that night too. They thought they could get me. They thought I was somebody else, but they found out who I really was, and they found out that I wasn't Hulk Hogan.
All right. And on that note, it is, of course.
You know why that happens, right, Gerald? I mean, I've been on the show how long? There's been a tendency that people think because I do maybe I'm not as empathetic to certain movements.
I remember the first time you got a really bad letter.
Yeah. And I've had that. I've had that moniker. I've had my
both
friends
devastated, and then
I've had my friends question it. Guys that know me, right? So, but in the end, what matters is I'm focused on that particular situation.
Okay.
You can call it whatever you want. So be careful. Be careful. I'm no matter how jacked I am, my brain still works. And if my brain isn't working, guess what happens? I go fall asleep. When I wake up, then I'm fine again. So that's a lesson for everyone for the evening. Thank you very much.
We've gotten letters, whether we liked it or not, directly and indirectly. But I've gotten emails on Joe. I've gotten comments over the years, positive and negative on Joe. But yeah, the first time I got a big, long, extended comment on Joe was I let Joe know. We were kind of like disappointed, I guess. But then 2,000 comments later on Joe, it's like, okay, yeah, you don't like him. All right, it's okay.
Hey, look, it's that poor lady that played Skylar White. Why did I forget her real name? Anyway, Skylar White on Breaking Bad. Why did I totally went blank on her name? She got death threats for a fake show. Now, I don't know how she looked at it when she was asked about it. It looked like it didn't faze her. But I'm sitting there going, man, what kind of a compliment is that? That is a hell of a compliment, no? You're getting death threats for playing a fake person.
It's Anna Gunn, by the way.
Anna Gunn, there you go. Yes. I'm like, man, I would have been like showing it to everybody. Hey, look, somebody wants to blow my head off. Look, that's how good I am.
Well, Joe, we've already gotten and received a challenge already in the mail.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not going to be the last.
No, it's not going to be the last. Yeah, that was when John called me the other day and got one. That was kind of.
You got to just keep your head on a swivel. The public is very, very interesting when you get a little bit of notoriety. There's a lot worse stuff. There's a lot worse stuff that happens that you don't think happens. These movie stars, these musicians that are popular that you know of, these people get letters
right and left. Yeah,
every day. I mean, I remember hearing. I still can't imagine this every day, but I don't think it was every day. It might have been every week.
Legend went to sleep. By the way, he couldn't hold out anymore, Mr. Palma. Just let you know.
But they were saying De Niro gets like 2,000 scripts. I could have sworn they said per day, every week. It was very kind of overwhelming.
Back in the day, back in his height,
he was getting scripts sent to him nonstop. So once you get that a little bit of notoriety, you're gonna have some people put some energy in some things, and half the time it's good, half the time it's bad. A lot of times.
Yeah. So we've gotten letters, whether we've liked it or not. But if you want to email us, LakersFastBreak@yahoo.com, that is much more preferred because we don't appreciate stuff being those type of things being sent to our houses. That's not cool. If you wanna hate on us, whatever.
Well, you can take the chance.
Put it in the comments below. I don't care. That's fine. But yeah,
you can take the chance, but you're not probably walking out. You ain't gonna walk out. I'm not trying to be a tough guy. If I find out somebody is trying to get in when they're not invited, I don't give a shit about jail. I only care about making sure there is no one that's going to get hurt on my side. I don't give a fuck about jail. I'll go to jail for 5 years to protect. That's the game.
You
If you want to play that game, we're gonna make sure. And believe me when I say this, you don't know where I'm sleeping in my house. I sleep in different areas sometimes. So if you think you're gonna walk up to the bedroom, well, that'll be the last thing you probably see sometimes. It just depends on what it is. And I am home sometimes, and sometimes I'm not home during the day. Sometimes I'm up late. Sometimes I sleep early. I don't walk a dog. I don't walk a cat. I don't have any hobbies. I'm always on alert. I'm always working, and I'm always awake. Just a little bit of a heads up.
Just a recommendation.
And a little bit of me almost sometimes welcomes it. It sounds like I'm welcoming it. I'm not. I don't want any of that to happen. I don't. I want to live a normal life with no one bothering me.
And
But
I just want to. I have a recommendation for them. Okay, when you sign that letter, or when you make out the letter for me, Joe, or John, understand and look at yourself before you mail it out, and just ask yourself: I am sending it to 3 people who have on a show with less than 3,000 subscribers. Ask yourself what your life is about when you're doing that. Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that question. You're going after small time YouTubers. What difference does it make in our lives when you do it? To us, none. But to you, when you threaten or when you allude to something into a letter form, it's not advisable, let's put it this way, on your part, because we're a small fish in the big ocean of YouTube and the big ocean of social media. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Let it go. Just rip up that letter, let it go. If you want to email us, LakersFastBreak@yahoo.com, it's right there. It's right there on the channel. You can email us anytime. If you want to comment below, flip on away. You know me. I get to you. I get to you eventually. I will get to you eventually. I do for Lakers Latest, for the Fan Arc Network, and I do it here. But yeah, just don't involve anyone else. Don't involve our families, and don't say anything you would regret, because yeah, it's not good for you, both from a legal or otherwise, any type of circumstances, because I have legal auspices at my leisure, and Joe does as well, and he carries, and who says I might not either? So you never know. But just a little PSA first for someone out there, someone specific out there, because they recently did it to John, and that was not appreciated by us here. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is Joe Soro along with me, Gerald Glassford. The Lakers win 125-122. Lakerholics are back in 10 hours. I'm back tomorrow night with Mark, aka Xbox, talking about Xbox and also as well what's going on with the Lakers. And I got to go ahead and catch up with Legend here as well, talking Xbox, and of course the post game for Lakers and Celtics. Joe, I know you wanted to chime in on one last thing before we head on out.
What was it again? I forgot.
Just I told them about your Joe Soro experiment on Thursday that they need to check out.
Well, the shows are going to start getting on the regular here now that baseball season is going to be starting soon, and then playoffs is going to add a new dynamic to it once the Lakers solidify that. And then the free agency in the NFL and the draft's going to come after that. It's an interesting offseason so far in the NFL, and I know it's spring training now. It's officially today or yesterday. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to getting all 3 subjects continued here, and then maybe we'll be celebrating a Laker run here. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I'll be doing more content creation, and there'll be more focus on getting everything as much as I can in there.
But you guys are covered for this weekend. Lakers Latest, Lakerholics, Mark and I later tonight, and the Lakers versus Celtics post game. YYC is asking if you do a Dodgers post game. We'll be doing all Dodgers.
That's a good question. I have not. I didn't do that last year because I was sort of getting my feet wet. I'm going to say this. I'm going to try to do more Dodger shows. I am going to do more Dodger shows this next year for sure. And I can probably do 30 minutes to an hour. I don't know if that's I say that, but a lot of times things kind of extend themselves. But I may try to do like at least a 30-minute type back and forth.
I look at the
Post game.
times on his. I look at the times on his channels. I'm not on his shows. 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we'll I'll figure it out. Tomorrow, I'm not gonna have a post game probably for a spring training game, but once the regular season starts, we'll be able to rock and roll. I'm gonna try to get to opening day. I've never been to opening day before, and I'm just really, really anxious to hear Timmy trumpets in that game. I'm crossing my fingers that the Dodgers are up 5-3 going into the ninth so that they can call up Edwin Diaz, aka Sugar, because I think that's going to be just a sick ass freaking entrance at Dodger Stadium.
And I hope I don't have to spend the whole year saying, the concern is the bullpen all year long. The Dodgers have made efforts to alleviate that, and I'm hoping again we'll get a rebound there, and it'll be more dominant season for the Dodgers.
The big stick is going to be literally the big stick, which is Kyle Tucker. I mean, putting Kyle Tucker at number 2, and I don't know what the hell. I said this last year, but the injuries kind of came about when the way they did. But if this team is not as injured as they were last year, you are fucked. You are screwed. Kyle Tucker hitting behind Ohtani, a man who has even splits. There's nothing you can do. And if Kim is better this year, or you put Rojas at the 9, I don't know what the hell you're going to do. I really don't. I don't know. I just learned recently the reason why they have Ohtani at leadoff is that he got 80 extra at bats because of that versus if he had been down to 3 or 4.
Yeah, that usually happens.
Yeah. And just to remind you all how powerful Ohtani is so that you can tell your friends, because a lot of people don't understand baseball. That's the other thing with baseball is the reason why baseball content is so much better than the NBA is any schmuck with a micro penis can get on YouTube and talk basketball. You can't do that in baseball. If you don't know your shit with baseball, you're going to look like a fool. So with baseball, I want you all to remember this because it's important to remember this. If Ohtani wasn't on deck in the 9th inning, there's no way in a million years Rojas gets a hanging slider right down the middle on a full count. That's baseball. That's something you notice when you know the game.
And there you go.
Have a good night.
And to everyone out there, once again, it is Joe Soro from the Joe Soro Experiment. Please go ahead and support him.
I'll get you on the Steeler one. Free agent's starting in about right around my birthday, so I'll have something for you. Don't worry about it.
No worries, R. Carino. Anytime for you. But again, it is the Joe Soro Experiment. Also, big shout out to Legend, who stuck it out for until almost 4 o'clock in the morning his time, right there for him at I Got Next Sports Media. Again, I'll be bringing you a Lakers Latest in the morning. That'll be coming up on the Lakers Latest channel. Also on this channel at 11 o'clock, it's going to be the Lakerholics crew. And then tomorrow night, Mark and I will have a conversation. And Sunday night, the Lakers and Celtics. So a lot for you this weekend, all brought to you within the realm of the Lakers. And of course, your friends after a Lakers win tonight, 125 to 122, right here for you at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Have a great morning and have a great weekend.
Yes, bless Vari for being Vari.
You didn't even see the comment that he posted asking for Magic to come back to run the.
Yeah, he's just doing that to piss Mark
Right.
off, so Mark can yell at him in our chats.
God, so yeah. Love you, Magic, as a player. Mike.